So the name of the game this week is creating a template. Template files are AutoCAD files that have a whole bunch of things preset in them, so that when you start the file, all the layers are already created. All the dimension styles are already there. All the text styles are already there. All these tedious things that it takes a long time to do to get the file set up, we don't have to set them up every single time, because this could waste hours and hours and hours. And it's really not that necessary. Now, there's other ways that people try to get around this, and I would caution you not to do this. So let me show you what not to do when you want to reset or reuse content from one drawing to the other. Here's a drawing from the B12 class. And I can see that this drawing has a whole bunch of layers in it already. Now, if I wanted another drawing with those same exact layers, something that I've seen unscrupulous people do is they'll open the drawing up and they will delete whatever's in the drawing, and then they will save the drawing with a brand new name. And the idea is, well, I've got an empty drawing now, and this drawing has all the layers I want. And if it had dimension styles, it's got all the dimension styles I want, and all the text styles I want. So, is this a way to reuse your content? Well, you know, it kind of is, but it's a bad idea to use files like this. The reason why, quite simply, is let's close this file out. Let's open up our original file again. Now, imagine I'm in the habit of doing that, and I skip an important step. What's that important step? Well, I go in, and I delete everything, because I want all these layers, and all the dimension styles, and all the text styles, and I don't want to take the time to rebuild it. It's going to recycle. So I deleted the stuff, and then I go and I start my drawing. And I draw some stuff. And then I hit save. Do you know what's about to happen? Now think about it. I skipped a very important step in doing this. If you caught it, great. If not, let me point it out. Look at the name of this file. See, it's got the same name as the original file, even though I deleted all the original geometry for that surge protector, for that power strip. So, if I hit save right now, because I'm going quickly, I'm kind of rushing along, then I'm about to save my little circles on top of my surge protector, and I'm going to destroy that other drawing. It's gone forever. And this happens if we're trying to recycle the content and we don't take the time to save as with a brand new name. It's just a very risky way to work with your drawing content, and bad idea. So you might have done that in the past. You might have figured out, wow, I can reuse the file, save it with a brand new name, and then delete whatever's in the file and start drawing. Please don't do it from here on out. It's a really bad practice. Okay, so I'm going to say no, don't save. What I'm going to show you is how can you share content between files without taking that risky behavior. Okay, and one of the ways you can do that is by using something called the Autodesk Design Center. So Control 2, hold the Control key down, hold the number 2 key down at the same time. We'll bring up the Design Center. And this would be the ideal way to get content from one drawing into another. Like you have some layers in one drawing and you want them in another, and you don't want to recreate them because, let's face it, making layers is no fun, right? So this is the Design Center. It takes a minute to load the first time you use it. The dialog box can be resized so that you can see what's in there. Probably the most important thing, though, is this little bar between the browser and the content. If you put your cursor right there on that little divider between them, we'll be able to slide this over because you need to be able to read what's in here. And down below, you probably want to slide that scroll bar all the way to the left. Alright, so what are we looking at? Well, on the left-hand side, you have a browser structure. And right now, it's probably looking somewhere on the C drive. So we're going to go and find Windows C and minimize that. Roll it up, because we're not interested in looking on the C drive. What we want to do is we want to use this browser to go navigate to a CAD file you've already created. So I know that in this location I have some CAD files. So I'm going to go and I'm going to open up folders. And I'm going to open up folders. And here's my CAD file. And I've got this drawing here. And if I look over here, these are the different things inside that drawing that I can recycle, that I have access to. So for example, that drawing has layers. If I double click there, it'll show me the layers in that drawing. Now the drawing I'm in right now, drawing 1, is a brand new drawing. It has nothing. Right? If I go look at the layers, I have layer 0. If I go look at the text styles, I have standard and annotative. If I look at the dimension styles, standard and annotative. Okay, there's nothing in here. It's a fresh, clean file. But if I went over here to the Design Center and I say, hey, I want the layer text in this drawing, I could click it, hold down the left click, and drag it. And then drop it into this drawing. So I'll click, hold down, drag, and you see how it's attached to my cursor right now? There's that little white box. I'll let go. And I just dragged and dropped that layer into this drawing. And if we go look, there it is. I'll look for the layer VG. I'll click it, I'll hold down the click, I'll drag, I'll drop. And now that layer is in this drawing. Okay, so if you need something from one drawing into the other, this is a much better way to do it than the terrible practice of drawing and recycling that I just showed you. Here's a layer called Notes. I drag, I drop. And there it is. What else is in this drawing that we can use? Well, remember there are layers. There are also dimension styles. There are text styles. There's all the preset things that take a while to get going that you could reuse from one drawing to the other. See, in this drawing, I have a text style called L60. Well, let me grab it. Let me drag it. Let me drop it. And now that text style is in this drawing. In this drawing, I have some dimension styles. QDem. In my drawing number 1, I don't have QDem, just the standard and the annotative styles. Well, let's go get QDem and pull it and drag it and drop it. Now, QDem is one of these styles available in my new drawing. Okay, so working from drawing to drawing, the very best way to take things out of a file and put them in another file so you can reuse them is to use the Design Center. Any other way, very risky, taking a lot of chances, might blow out the drawing, ruin a drawing accidentally. Seen it happen, it's not pretty. The command for the Design Center, if you want to use it on the command line, is ADCenter, Autodesk Design Center. And that'll get us going for the Design Center.